What's up, y'all? Peace, love, and positive vibes to you and yours. What's up, y'all? Peace, love, and positive vibes to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Monotfahme. It's episode 24, y'all. Woo! So I'm super excited to have you guys here with me today. Thank you so much for joining me. And I literally almost forgot it was even Monday. Yeah, I was cooking my son something to eat, and I was like, holy crap, it's 7 o'clock and it's Monday. So here I am. It's great to be here, though. I'm happy to be here with y'all, and I'm happy to have you here with me. I actually didn't even know what I was going to talk about today. I completely forgot it was even Monday, and I just came here because that's what I always do on Mondays. I just come here. I just show up. Look, I'm here. Man, so how was your guys' week? I would love to hear about your week. Please feel free to put in the comments how your week was this week. I had a fabulous week and very productive weekend. And you know, can we just talk for a second about how like all money ain't good money? Like, can we just talk about that for a second? Like, it's okay to turn down business. It's okay to tell people no. It's okay to not work with certain people. Being that I'm an entrepreneur, I often come into not often. I take that back, cancel that. I come into contact, though I have came into contact in the past with people who can be kind of like difficult to work with. And it always seems like people who want the most want to like give the least. And it's crazy because I guess as I'm saying that, that can be translated to a lot of different scenarios. I think people probably feel like that about their employers as well. Like my employers, in a sense, are, independent people because I'm an entrepreneur. So I work for myself. So when I shoot a video, because I shoot music videos, if you didn't know, I shoot music videos. I'm a videographer. So I shoot music videos, I do logos, I do graphics, stuff like that. Motion graphics, intros, things of that nature, cartoons, not necessarily animation yet, but anyways, so in my time of having this business, like, you come in contact with people who it's like they'll want a huge discount or whatever. They want the most, but they want to give the least amount of effort and the most trouble. And like I was saying, as I was saying that, I guess that can equate also to like uh 9 to 5 jobs. Like I'm sure people have felt that way about their employer. Like they want the most from you, but they want to give you the least. We deserve better than that. We don't deserve that. We deserve better than that. And just like how we have to set boundaries with people in our lives, our friends, our significant others, our family members, so on and so forth, we have the right to set boundaries when it comes to business as well. You don't have to deal with somebody or work with somebody or take money from somebody who is disrespectful to you, who is not somebody who you want to deal with, somebody that's, I don't know, for whatever reason, they're disturbing your peace. And there's so many variables that could be said. And I feel like sometimes it's a little more difficult. Like, for example, if you work in a job where like you're directly with somebody, like whether it's, like in your section, like you were, depending on what you do for work, I guess, like just if you have to directly work with somebody, sometimes it is more difficult to just be like, okay, I can just ignore this person or get away from this person. It's not always that easy. Excuse me, because sometimes you do have to talk to that person. Like might not be totally an option, but what you can do though is keep your conversation to just that. You don't have to have personal conversation with this person. You don't have to make small talk with this person. You don't have to tell them about your life. You don't have to share your energy with them at all. If you have to say, could you please hand me that? Or have any kind of communication with them, just keep your communication strictly professional. And that's a really great way to set a boundary in that aspect. If you have somebody at work that's just like annoying as hell to you, just keep whatever conversation you have to have, just have those types of conversations, just professional, keep it professional and keep it moving. If they try to engage you in other conversation, you can just say, I don't feel comfortable sharing that information with you. Or you can just say, I have other things I need to do. You could like dismiss yourself, excuse yourself. Seriously. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't have to you don't have to engage with people who are shit people. Like you really just don't. And so like me personally, I've had some experiences like that with too in what I do. And like I'm okay with someone telling somebody that I will never shoot one of their videos again. I have no problem telling somebody like this is the last video that I'll ever shoot for you again. Matter of fact, I have somebody I'm gonna tell that to pretty soon here. Be like, this is the only video, this is the last video that I will ever shoot for you. I hope you enjoy it. And the thing about it is like, you know, I'm a creative. I think maybe other people, content creators, can probably understand this. And even like, let's say, actually, you know, anybody who does any kind of service, like, wouldn't you agree that you do your best work when you're allowed to let your whatever juices flow? In my sense, it's creative juices. If I'm allowed to just let my creativity flow and and really just enwrap myself in a project, you will get a much better result than if you're like rude and pushy and disrespectful and just really harassing people. When you harass people, if you hire someone to do a job for you and you've seen their work, especially like you ever seen a cake decorator? Like, could you imagine telling the cake decorator, like, hurry up? They have a certain deadline. Give them their time to work on that. Like, you have to allow people to just like be, man. Stop trying to force everything all the time, guys. We the more we try to force things, the more that they resist. And forcing anything is out of alignment. And it's also going to cause stress where there doesn't need to be. Like, there really doesn't need to be stress. You could really just chill. Like, we focus so much on the outcome of things that we forget to just enjoy the process and the ride along the way. Like, there's a process for a reason, and things have to have steps taken before you get a final project. I know for what I do, it's very important that I'm able to be creative and just have time, because as I'm editing a video, first of all, I already usually have somewhat of an idea of how I'm going to edit a video before I ever even touch it, either just from shooting or from conversations that I've had with the people that I work with before I shoot it. You know, sometimes when I listen to a song, if I'm allowed to build the concept myself, when I listen to the song, I literally see the video happening. I see it, you know. I already have it mapped out of what it's going to look like, where it should take place, all that stuff. So like when I go to edit a video, there's a process to it. You know, I have steps and stages. And the more that I watch a video and the more that I go through it, the more cool things that I'm able to add to it and I'm able to see, and, you know, ideas that come to me. I wake up so many times and an idea will pop in my head, like as I'm waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I, if given time, can create amazing work. But when you rush people and pressure them and things like that, you're not going to get the same kind of, you're not going to get the same kind of work because you're getting something that's rushed and it's forced and it's not in alignment. That is a great lesson for our own lives as well. And if we allow ourselves to just go with the flow in life and not try to force an outcome so much or force a how so much, like when you want something for your life and you decide, like, this is what I want to do for my life, you can't just jump from when you decided it to then it just happened. Like you have it. For example, let's say that you want to get in the gym because you want to have bigger muscles or whatever. Okay. So when you go to the gym and you don't really have the muscles that you're looking for, you were not going to just pick up one weight and then all of a sudden, boom, your muscles pop up like Popeye popping open a can of spinach. As amazing as that would be, the only way to get those type of results would probably be a surgery, because then you could go, you lay down, and when you wake up, you've got the muscles, or at least it looks like muscles, right? So you have to, there's a process. You have to kind of like go with the flow. You have to continue the stages of this. And sometimes things might get tough. You know what I mean? Like you might get frustrated because you're not seeing the results that you wanted to as quickly as you thought you were going to see them, or as quickly as anticipated. But if you keep going, you will see that all of a sudden one day, like everything that you were working so hard for is right in front of you. And that's everything. I have a friend that I really wish that I could like convince her. I shouldn't say that because it's not, I don't want to convince her because then that's kind of like a it's kind of like forcing something that's not meant to be, right? But I wish maybe I've planted a seed and maybe one day it will spark, and that's what I hope for. I hope that one day the seed that I've planted will spark in her, because she's super amazing and she's super talented. And stepping out on her own to start her own businesses, I guess maybe didn't take off as quickly as she wanted it to. And it kind of got set on the back burner. And it makes me sad because I feel like she's so talented. And she can make it work. You know what I mean? Like, but sometimes it's hard. It's not always easy. And I understand that. Sometimes it's really difficult. We have things that we have to take care of. The electric company doesn't care if you didn't get any gigs that month. You know what I mean? So I totally get that. Like, but don't give up is my thing. Like, don't stop. If you have to add an extra stream of income, I get it. Like, the people who are wealthy in this world have multiple streams of income. Most of them work for themselves. They don't have to do anything for it. They invest in certain things and whatnot. And have your money work for you. So, having multiple streams of income is super important anyways. You never know how one could change or shift. I know sometimes one of my streams of incomes will balance out the other ones. You know what I mean? Like they take turns, and who's making the most money sometimes, So that's just life. And so we have to have that. But don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. We can all pretty much work for ourselves and have our own types of businesses. We don't all have to work for somebody else. And it's okay to have a job working for somebody else and have ways that you make money on your own too. That's good to do. But so it's important that we, stick with the process of things, and going with the flow sometimes too, like, is really important. It's always important to just kind of go with the flow of life, because life changes so much. And as you become more confident in just like allowing life to be, you will change too, and you'll see things differently. I know I definitely have. I definitely have. Um, and it's so crazy because like, it happens all the time, like, things will change, my view on things will shift, like, I know I've told you guys before, like, that I get road rage, I get irritated on the roads, people get in my way, I'll be like, "Get out of my way." So, I've had attitude shifts in things like that even too, where I'm like, I'll do something while I'm driving that I would typically get pissed off at somebody else about, and then I'm like, "Wow, I would've just snapped on somebody else if they were in front of me and they did that, or if they were beside me and they got cut me off, or, whatever I had just did, like, to someone else or that I had did on the road, like, I would have gotten irritated if somebody else had did that." That is beautiful when you can do that. It's very important for us to do that. It's all part of us, like, becoming self-aware and checking ourselves. Because if you don't check you, who will? Like, who's gonna check you if you don't? Like, I'd rather check me than have somebody else check me because the reaction's gonna be different, I promise you that. At least if you can check yourself. And two, you know what? Excuse me. In checking myself, I've noticed that I'm able to take, like, criticism a little bit better too from other people, because that was something that I used to really struggle with big time. Taking, like, any kind of critiquing from somebody else was never really my strong suit. I never was really good at that, and in checking myself and in becoming more self-aware and in, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Analyzing myself, I have become more adaptable to other people saying to me, like, "Hey, if you did this, it would probably work better," or, "I don't know if you noticed you were doing that." Like, normally that type of stuff may have triggered me, where I've gotten better about it now. It doesn't trigger me so much. So if that's something for you, then you're welcome. Just start checking yourself. If you check yourself before anyone else gets the chance to check you, then it's like, it's different. It's a totally different approach. Excuse me. So, like, if you're the type of person who doesn't like someone telling them what to do, I hate being told what to do. Doesn't like someone, like, when I was growing up, my stepdad used to always tell me, like, that I had a problem with authority, like, because I hated being told. I've always been this way. I do not like being told what to do. I don't like being, like, corrected. This is how I'm better now, but I'm saying this is how I was pretty much my whole life. But the more that I did it to myself, the more I'm less offended. For whatever reason, it would offend me before. If this is you, if that happens to you, if you're offended by people correcting you or telling you that you've done something wrong or showing you how to do something differently, or in any way critiquing you, it's really, really beneficial to start doing it to yourself. Figure out why, because first of all, there's a reason that you don't like being told that type of stuff, and it's because you already know you have those faults or those flaws deep down inside, even if it's subconsciously. You know that you have those flaws and those faults. So, if you can tell yourself, "Okay, you get upset when this happens, so don't do that to other people." You know what I mean? Like, okay, you would have been mad. Like, I tell myself, I was like, "Girl, you'd have been mad as hell if somebody did that shit to you." Like, I literally, and I'll say it out loud to myself, like, "Girl, you would have been mad as hell if someone did that to you." Like, and I'll apologize. Sorry. But what that also does for you is it starts to give you compassion. And my goal is to one day that the compassion comes before the trigger. That's my goal, y'all. Send positive vibes, okay? So, like, if I can check myself and I can start to become compassionate towards people, like, okay, so, like, think about, for example, what were you doing at the time, well, I was distracted or I was tired or I was, whatever, fill in the blank, right? Well, why couldn't that other person have been distracted or tired or fill in the blank, in a hurry, didn't see you? Um, there's a whole bunch of variables. There's a whole slew of excuses that we can make for other people. And I say excuses because it's like we're excusing them, um, because we're not perfect. Like, we're perfect, but actually we're perfect. But we also, like, we're living our own lives, and sometimes we can become self-involved and engulfed in that, and I think that's normal, um, as long as it doesn't become, like, where you're actually harming other people. But I think it's kind of normal for us to sometimes get caught up in our lives and maybe in the moment or what's going on, and who knows, it could be emotional. Sometimes you're going through things or having a bad day, and that plays a part in how we react to everything. That plays a part in, like, literally how everything happens that day. It plays a part in how we treat other people. It plays a part in how we look at ourselves. It plays a part in how what kind of, attention span we have, what kind of, patience we have that day. It's gonna play a part in everything. So if we want other people to allow us to have those types of days and to be compassionate towards us when we feel certain types of ways, wouldn't it be great if we could do the same for others? And the more that we self-analyze and become self-aware, the more that we can become aware of the fact that other people are just like us and have bad days too, or, fights with their significant other, or, days are just not feeling their best. They're just feeling down. I have days I just feel like blah, and meh. Just don't feel like being bothered and kinda maybe even sad sometimes, like, especially, I don't know, men, I can't really speak on if you guys go, I know you guys do go through hormonal shifts and changes, and you guys have a hormonal cycle as well in your bodies. I just don't know how yours relates, but I know as a woman, there's times that I'm really just man, a handful in the emotion, category. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's some other ladies out here that can relate, but I have, like, actually been diagnosed with what's called PMDD, and it's like if you took PMS and then you, like, fed it steroids. Because it literally affects your life. Like, regular PMS can make people irritable or sleepy and, maybe like muscle soreness and tenderness and things like that, emotional a little bit. But like PMDD makes women, like, or anyone who has these hormones, it makes us very, like, extreme. Um Like, I'm already a really passionate person. If you know me in real life, you know that I'm passionate. I'm very passionate. I speak with my hands a lot. I'm always, like, kind of outgoing and just really, like, rah. So so, like, if you can imagine, like, as positive and as much as you guys see me smile and happy and joyful and, like, understanding and loving, like, when I have this happening, I'm like the exact opposite of that. So, like, very irritable, very angry, very agitated, real snappy, cry for no reason. I will flip out. Like, I become like a whole different person and I don't even like myself. For some reason, though, I have been working, I don't know what I've been doing, honestly, but somehow in me healing other parts of myself, I feel like I've been healing part of that too. Like, that is very, difficult, and if there's anyone out there that is going through that, I'm sending you lots of love and positive, comforting vibes. It's very, challenging, and what's hard is that it feels like you have no control at all over yourself. You don't have control over your mouth, your emotions, your rage, like I become like a whole different person. Very yeah, not cool, not fun to be around. Like I can't even stand myself when I'm like that. I don't even want to be around myself. Like it's that bad. I be like, can I just put self in a box somewhere? Cause she's tripping. Shorty is on bullshit. So like I literally have it on my calendar, like, whoa. It says caution on my calendar. Cause it's always the same time. I'm very regular like that. So it's always the same time every month. I already know when it's gonna be. And like it's crazy because I can tell the difference. Like even my thought process will change, but I've gotten a little bit better being able to acknowledge the fact that this is what's going on. So I kind of steer clear from people a lot during that time. And also I just try to make sure that I'm very like I don't know, at peace as much as I can. So if that's something that you go through, I hope that those can help you. If you're into like, I don't know, like natural medicinal type stuff, um, mushrooms have been proven to help um, like get rid of those symptoms from PMDD, and you don't have to like trip. You can actually just microdose them so you won't even have that kind of an effect. You would probably not even really notice them at all, or not too much anyways. If anything, it would just make you a little happy and that's about it. But that has been known or proven to help with symptoms of that. So if that's something that you're into, do some more research on it. Don't just take my word for it. Do some more research on stuff like that. Also, too, like CBD or marijuana, I guess those types of things can help with stuff like that if you like that kind of stuff. There's also teas that have different roots. Valerian root is known to help with stuff like that. And is it rose hips? I don't know. There's a couple of different roots and some different like herbal teas. And there's actually some herbal teas that will say it right on there that it's for like a woman's hormonal balance or, whatever, something to that effect. Basically to say that it's for when you're PMSing, I guess. And if you're a man out there and you have a woman around you or a lady around you or someone who has those hormones around you that suffers from something like that, don't talk to her about it when she's like that. But at a time when she's not feeling that way, it's okay to, if you feel comfortable, bring up some of these ideas that could help her because I promise you, she does not want to be like that. She doesn't want to act that way and she doesn't feel like herself. And um I know it probably can be really challenging and confusing for men, especially if like maybe you're whatever women you grew up around didn't have these kinds of things, or if they did and they didn't explain it, and you didn't really know what was going on. It could probably be really confusing and frustrating. And we can totally relate as women, or people who have those hormones. We can totally relate because we go through it and it's just as confusing and frustrating for us. So like I think a lot of times sadly the people around us get the backlash from that type of stuff and it's not intentional. Like my poor son, I feel bad for him, but I've explained to him um what it is that I'm going through. Not to say that that makes it okay that snap or yell at him or whatever, but more so that he can be compassionate to why I am that way and to realize that I'm it's not his fault, and that he probably did nothing wrong. uh, it's just me at the moment. And usually after I calm down, I'm able to tell him like, "Yo, I'm sorry I yelled at you. Like, it's not your fault. I'm I'm very hormonal right now. I'm like not myself right now. I apologize." And luckily, I've been telling him about these types of things for long enough that at this point he kind of is just like, "Oh, okay, I get it." And luckily, yes, that whatever lady that he ends up with, you're welcome, because my son is very in tune with um things like that. Like he's really in tune with that type of stuff. It's kind of cool actually. And I don't know. But if you're a lady or somebody who has those hormones and you deal with that type of stuff, like please don't feel like you're alone. You're not alone. It sucks and it feels like very isolating, and it's really kind of, I don't know. It's difficult. It's a difficult situation to deal with. So just know that like there's other people out there that deal with this too, and that you can get help. Like there is ways to help. Look online, do some more of your own research. Some people, I don't choose to put things like birth control into my body, or any of those other types of, I don't like um Western medicine, so to speak. I'm more holistic, and I'm like a tree hugging hippie. Okay, guys, I'll just say what it is. I'm a tree hugging hippie. Okay, literally, I really do hug trees. So I'm trying to be as holistic and natural um, as I can for the most part. So I try to do things naturally, but there has been some studies, I think, done with birth control that it helps balance your hormones. So maybe that might help in a situation like that as well, if that's something that you're interested in. Um, I would err on the side of caution with any kind of artificial hormone, because the number one cause of cancer in women is artificial hormones, synthetic hormones. So that would be injections, hormonal injections. That would be, the hormonal replacement stuff. Birth control has hormone. All of these things are synthetic, artificial hormones, and yeah, it's just something to think about. There's other ways. There's other ways. You can definitely do natural stuff, and, I mean, if you wanted to do that, it's your choice. I'm not telling anybody what to do with their own bodies. I'm not a doctor. This is just things that I have found in my own research and in my own studying. I didn't do these studies. I read the studies. So I always say do your own research regardless, and only you can choose what's best for you. So I have no judgment on what you choose for your body. It's your choice. I will, however, share things that I do know, because I want people to make the best decision, because that's the whole point of of us being together and being able to talk with one another, is that we can, gather opinions and ideas from other people and knowledge from other people and make educated choices in our lives. And that's super important. We're not always given those options. Um, so we have to kind of take that. We have to take that option. We have to own it for ourselves and decide that you're not going to just take someone else's word. Even when you go to a doctor, I mean, honestly, especially when you go to a doctor, do your own research on the things that they tell you. A lot of times, people have ailments that can be cured with nature or can be taken care of with nature. You can reverse a lot of things with nature alone. And your diet, what you're eating, your diet is let food be thy medicine. Your diet is literally, you literally are what you eat. Like that saying, I don't know how it became this like playful, like old wives' tale type of like, you shouldn't, like, it's not even a real saying. It's just something funny to say. You are what you eat, but it's actually real. Like, that's a real, true statement. I think it's 26, every 26 days, I think it is, your body completely regenerates all of the cells. So that means, and in your, by the way, your cells are made up of what you put into your body. Like, what are you feeding your body? That's what's going to become your cells. So if you're regenerating your entire cell makeup in 26 days, that means that every 26 days you have the opportunity to be a new you entirely by what you are feeding to yourself. You can always make a choice. Like, you can always make a choice at any moment. You can make a choice to change what you're eating. And that goes for everything that we put into our bodies. Food, drinks, what we consume as far as TV, energy, people around us. You always get to make that choice. I think what's tough sometimes is like, people fall into this like mundane, this is what I've always done, or this is how it's always been. And just because something has always been done a certain way or always been a certain way doesn't mean that that is the best way and that's how it has to continue. It doesn't have to continue a certain way just because that's all you've ever done or all you've known. Like, that's the whole point, or that's the whole idea. Like, that's life, is for us to continue to learn and grow and change. And it just takes one time. It takes a step. It takes literally the effort. Like, in order to do anything, you have to start. When you first were walking as an infant, do you think that you were like, oh, all-star walker? Like, you just stood up one day and was like strutting your stuff? No, man. You were high stepping it with your toes in the air, or on your piggy toes, high stepping like everybody else, and fumbling and falling like everybody else. We had to first take that very first step, though. You have to apply the pressure. You got to try. You got to do it. And that's how we grow. We just keep on adding to our skill set. Just keep on adding to it. Just keep on doing things. The first time you cooked, was your first meal amazing? Maybe, maybe not. Depends. Probably might have been decent, but I bet you do way better now. Over time, we grow and we season ourselves and we become experienced. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just talking shit, y'all. I'm just over here just trying to get y'all to wake up and ask questions and think for yourselves. I don't want to teach you what to think. I just want to teach you how to think, how to be a free thinker, how to analyze the world around you. Open your eyes up and see things as they truly are, not as they're told to you. Always question things. Always do your own research. Always question everything. And don't be afraid to change, because that is literally one of the things in life that is certain, and that's change. Change is absolutely absolute. It's gonna happen every single day. So the more that we can be cool with that, and the more that we can be ready to just change, just let things kind of be, the happier that we can be in our own lives, the more peaceful that you can be in your own life. Like, excuse me, just letting like life kind of be life and taking the moments when you feel them when it's right. Like, and an opportunity arises and it feels right, take it. Just do it. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid it's not going to work out? Well, what if it does? Why do we always think negative? We're like conditioned to go straight to the negative. Like, oh, I might fail. So fucking what? You might soar too, though. You might win. You might succeed. What about that? Did you ever think about the chance that you could succeed? Did you ever think about the fact that you could actually be good? You could you could enjoy whatever it is? Stop being afraid. Just live, man. Enjoy life. Take risks. Love hard. Get up, brush yourself off, and do it again. That's how we get better. That's how we become. That's how we figure out what the hell we want in life is by just doing shit and and seeing what it's really like. How will you ever know if you don't even at least try? How will you ever know? How will you ever know how amazing you can be if you don't at least take that first step to try? Stop being afraid. Just do it. If it's for you, it can't be taken. It can't. You're gonna get it. You might not be amazing the first time, but you're gonna get it, and you're gonna enjoy it, and it's gonna be successful for you. So stop waiting. You don't need to have everything all together. You don't need to have the best equipment or the perfect thing it doesn't have to be the perfect time. Right now is the perfect time. What you have is what you need. You already have everything you need. You are the thing that's needed. Everything is right here. You already know. Stop questioning yourself. Stop asking why or stop asking if it's the right time or maybe I should. No, just do it. It is the right time. It's the moment. This is what you've been waiting for. This is what you've been building towards. All those opportunities that you keep letting pass you by, stop. Grab a hold of them. Just do it. What are you waiting for? Fear is the only thing that's holding you back. And the thing about fear is that you can control fear. Fear does not have to control you. When you get a thought in your mind of doubt, cancel it. I can't cancel that. Cancel that. I do not consent and replace it with something else. Like, oh, I'm going to mess up. You know what? Cancel that. I do not consent. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go further this time. Whatever it is, replace it with something positive. Continue to feed yourself with life. Continue to speak life on yourself. Speak life unto yourself. Your words are so powerful and your words are so important. And, you know, imagine that you can do anything with your words. Imagine that the words that you speak, imagine for a second the words that you speak become reality. Like when you say something, it happens. Okay. Imagine that for a second. Well, that's real. When you say things, they happen. They may not happen right that second in front of your face, and sometimes they do. So be careful. But whatever words that you use, when you put passion behind those words, when you put emotion behind those words, when you continue to use those words, when you let yourself talk yourself to yourself like that in your head, those words will become reality. So why not choose to use the words for things that are positive or things that you want for your life? Why not choose to use your words to build yourself up and to align yourself properly. When you say the words I am, like the words I am are the most powerful words in the English language, because whatever you say after those words is absolutely true. You've just claimed it. I am intelligent. I am successful. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am loving. I am peace. I am joy. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am perfect health. I am timeless and youthful. I am ageless. These these things, you could also say bad things about yourself. But why would you choose to put energy in destroying yourself? And you know what? I'm not going to say that I've never done it, because I definitely have. And even probably recently said bad things about myself. But do you know what? If you don't check you, who will? That means that you have to stop self from talking to self like that. Whoa, hold on. No, I'm not stupid, or I'm not the worst, or whatever. Cancel that. I am intelligent. I am learning. I am trying. Replace it with something better. Replace it with something positive. Feed life to yourself. Speak life onto yourself and the people around you. One of the 4 agreements, the first of the 4 agreements, be impeccable with your word. If you guys have not read that book, The 4 Agreements, it's by Don Miguel Ruiz. He is phenomenal. He wrote some really amazing books. He's got some really great, he did like a whole series where he just wrote all these like self-help books that are just really awe-striking. They're very awakening. They're really good books, and I highly, highly suggest them. Don Miguel Ruiz, and he has the 4 agreements. He has the 5th agreement. He has mastery of love, the 3 questions, something of knowledge. Something of knowledge. I feel like it's something of knowledge. Anyways, you can find his books probably anywhere. The library, you don't even have to buy them. You could just read those books. If you have not yet read those books, if you're on a path of enlightenment, you're on a path of self-improvement, you want to be the best version of self every day, you want to learn and grow and like become self-aware and live a happier life, a more fulfilling life, a more peaceful life, a life with more love and more happiness and less drama. These are really great books because they will really teach you how to talk better to yourself. They will really show you, it'll bring to light a lot of the things that you've probably been doing and maybe didn't even realize that you were doing it. Because I know I had a lot of aha moments, things that just really hit me like, holy crap, wow, that is amazing. I had very many aha moments, and those books, I feel like they changed my life. I feel like they really changed my perspective and how I see a lot of things. It really helped me heal. They really, excuse me, they really helped spark my healing process. They really helped to just like catapult it, because it forces you to really like analyze and become aware of not just yourself but of others as well. I think that's where I learned a lot of like healing, as far as like letting go and um forgiving. Forgiving people is huge, you guys. Forgive people. You know, sometimes it's hard because like you're like, well, this person did this or that to me. And, you know, we've all been through our own variations of fucked up shit, you know? And sometimes it's hard because you're like, that person owes you an apology and you feel like you're owed an apology. And, you know, for whatever reason, you may never get that. Whether the person's not doesn't think that whether the person's not sorry won't say sorry because they don't think they're sorry, which is a whole 'nother thing that we could get into, but it's really just revolves around how they feel about themselves. Um, they're gonna they may continue to just blame you. Um, so sometimes you can't get, excuse me, my ear is itching like a mug. Sometimes you can't get, an apology from somebody because they don't feel like they need to give it. They don't give a fuck. They don't they don't really feel sorry, even though I'm sure deep down inside they probably beat themselves up for whatever they've done, honestly. Because even though on the exterior they try to be tough about it, they live in torture and hell. They live in hell over things that they've done to other people, and probably not just you. Um, and sometimes people have are not with us anymore. Sometimes people have passed away, and there's no getting an apology from a dead shell, a shell that is no longer the person that was in there. The energy is gone onto something else. So, you know, there's a lot of times in our lives that we probably feel like we're owed an apology that we will never get. Um, you have to just let that go. Which I know I said it like, "Oh, it's so fucking easy," right? It's not. I didn't say it was gonna be easy. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it takes a lot of fucking tears, a lot of screaming, a lot of crying, a lot of just, like, going through, shit that they've put you through, going through it again, and just breaking that shit down. Because I hate to say it like it's just so easy, but those people who do harmful things to people, when people harm people, it's because they feel like shit inside themselves. Hurt people hurt people. So people project their own emotions and their own brokenness and their own things onto other people. And it's not even necessarily, I'm not saying they even do it maliciously on purpose. Like, I can't say that that's the case. I can't say that somebody just like, "Oh, I feel like shit, so I wanna make you feel like shit." It's like, it's almost just like a defense mechanism or something, but people will project their hurt and their pain onto other people and in different ways, you know? And it may not be easy, but you have to come to a space of forgiveness and letting that go. And it's not for them, it's for you. Because the longer that you choose to hold on to that hurt and that pain and the things that that person did to you, the longer that you're gonna continue to live in that. And that's not fair to you. That person can live their life and go on and do whatever, and they're not even thinking about how you feel. And honestly, they don't care. And you being hurt and you living in misery and in sadness and in pain and in regret and in all these negative low vibrational feelings is not going to make them care or apologize or try to make you feel better for it, and it's not going to benefit you in any way. It's not going to bring you further in life. It's not going to flourish you or bloom you into this beautiful flower that you really are. So you I take take the time to process these emotions, meditate, and bawl your freaking eyes out, like, and do a lot of self-healing so that you can come to the point of compassion and realize that although that person did horrible things, that person feels like that inside. The hell that they tried to provide in your life is the hell that they live every day. And when you can realize that, you can almost just feel bad for that person. You don't have to be friends with these people. You don't have to bring them back into your life. I'm in no way, shape, or form condoning any of the violence or the pain or anything that someone has done. I'm no way, shape, or form saying that that's okay or condoning it. But I am saying that for your own personal peace and your own personal sanity and your own love of self, you have to let what that person did go and let them keep that energy. It doesn't belong to you anymore. It's not yours to hold on to. It was always their pain. It was always theirs. So give it back to them, release it to them, and even say the words if that helps you. Like, I release this hurt. I release this pain. I release all this energy that you put onto me. And I give it back to you because it's not mine to carry, and I will not carry it anymore. I'm putting it down. And put that shit down. Take it off and put it down. And the more you continue to do that, and the more you continue to work with yourself and to love self and to hug that little boy or that little girl that needed that hug and love them, give them a kiss on their forehead, love them, hug them, tell them that they're smart, tell them that they're amazing, tell them that they can do anything. Be to them what you needed your parent to be, or whomever was abusing you, whomever um that you need to heal from, even if it was a relationship. It may have been as an adult, you had a harmful relationship. Be to yourself what you needed that person to be to you. Love yourself the way that you were looking for love in that person, because they don't have that love to give, because they don't have that love for themselves. They cannot give something to you they don't even have for themselves. And so that's literally like when you look at someone who has been an abuser, that person beats the fuck out of themselves every single day. They do. They live in that every day. You don't have to carry it anymore, though. You can put it down. It's heavy as fuck. Give it back to them and let them carry their own shit. Love on yourself. Give yourself the love that you needed, that you were seeking in that person. That person doesn't have it, but you can find it and you can give it to yourself. You can find it within. You can give it to yourself. Whatever it is that you need, do that for yourself. If you need a hug, hug yourself. You can hug yourself. You can hold yourself. You can love yourself. You really, truly can. And please do. Do things for yourself that make you feel good. Cook yourself a meal that you love. Paint your toenails. Um, do your hair how you like it. Make yourself feel good so that when you look, you're like, oh, I'm so pretty. I love my hair like this. Like, whatever it is to make you feel good. If you like to knit or crochet or paint or do some kind of art, draw, sing, play an instrument, go for walks, play with an animal, visit a friend, go get coffee, take yourself shopping, go get your hair done. Buy yourself a new outfit. The list, honey, whatever you need, you do it for you. This is how we heal ourselves. This is how we bring ourselves back to being those loving, high vibrational beings that we truly are. And if you can spread a little bit of love to somebody else, do that, because you'd be surprised how much that makes you feel good too when you make someone else feel good. That loving energy is just bounced around and reciprocated. The universe is a giant freaking boomerang. You throw love out there, the love is going to come flying right back to you. You throw shit out there, you're going to get shit back. Choose what you want for your life. if you want to continue on a negative self-pity route, if you want to continue to hate yourself, you want to continue to live in misery, or you want to continue to have terrible relationships, you want to continue, sweetie, that's you, but it's not for me. So I'm going to keep healing, and I'm going to keep fighting and doing that shadow work. I'm going to keep crying in my meditations and releasing these things that don't belong, because I know that we are literally this beautiful, glowing vibration of love. And I just want to be that. And I want to send it all to you guys too. I want to share it with you. I want you to be a glowing vibration of love with me. Like, let's just love one another. Let's love ourselves. Let's heal ourselves. And then let's spread that love around. The more that you have pouring out of you, you can spread it to other people too. And it's like a plague in a good way. What's a good plague? I don't know. Anyways, it's like a good thing. You just spread it everywhere, and it's infectious, positively infectious. Anyways, thanks for being here with me tonight, you guys. I love you so much. I hope that your week is everything that you want it to be. It's definitely going to be whatever you make it. So make it a good one. Remember every day to get up and say those affirmations and positive things to self. Love on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Remember that self has never been this many years old, this day. This is the first time you've ever lived this experience. This is the first time you've ever been this day. Like, you've ever been here for this day. Like, we're all just learning as we go along. And the more you can have compassion for yourself, the more that you can see that in others too. Everybody is just like you, figuring it the fuck out. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful week. I will see y'all back here on Monotfahme Monday. If you want to find me on social media, my name is Melody Waters. I am Melody Waters everywhere except Facebook, because I ain't fucking with them. They don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with them either. So you can find me on Snapchat at Melody's Closet. Otherwise, everywhere else is I am Melody Waters. Instagram, Twitter, Parler, Getter, Clubhouse, Bigo Live, gmail.com. I am Melody Waters is my Cash App tag if you want to send me some money because you love me and you like listening to my stuff. Yeah, anyways, that's all I got for you guys this week. I love y'all so much, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will check y'all next Monday. Peace, love, and positive vibes to you and yours. Peace.